நம்புனே அதிசயம் நடக்கும்.
இல்ல வாயில
From me, from my mother, from my family, just want to say big fan. Let me start with that.
Thank you so much, Nandri.
Yes, thank you. Ma'am, I want to take you back to the idea of, bringing a family together on screen. Did you have the cast in mind while thinking of your story?
First, I have to tell you, I came in last. I think these four people were already on board, and okay. I think one came last to me. And then when they wanted me to do a film, and I had two kinds of stories, and one story was similar to what Karthik Subbaraj was doing. I heard that there were some similarities. So then I thought, what about a short story that I'd written about 10 years ago about two daughters and a son coming back home for their parents' 50th anniversary, and the confrontations and the conflicts that they have, because the two daughters have lived abroad all the time, and when they come, they feel even more like, stressed because they're not there for the parents. That was my idea of a short story many years ago, but I hadn't completed the short story. Mm-hmm. Thanks to Amazon, I completed the story, and I changed the son to a daughter to accommodate Shruti.
But Kaalai, of course, you're a star in your own right. You've been acting since the tender age of 6 and 7. And over the years, we've seen you experiment with different genres and versatile characters. Tell me, is there some sort of a guide where you say, this is the sort of character that I'd like to play? How do you choose that I want to give life to this character?
If I'm being very honest, I don't think we can choose, because I just do what comes my way. Because there's so many actors and there's so many, very little characters to be played. I think it's already taken. So whatever comes my way, I just do it. And thankfully, I just got a very good, mentor like Sudha ma'am, who gave me this opportunity to work with her. So I'm just happy.
Well, that's wonderful. I was about to ask how that association went, but thank you for answering my question within your first answer. Thank you so much, Kaalai. We'll be back with you in just a little bit. Up next, could I please have Gautam Vasudev Menon joining us, please?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Gautam sir. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm a big fan from Minnale days, so just want to take you back there, first of all. And then, of course, I'm very curious to know, what is the experience of working on a short, especially when Amazon Prime Video came up to you and said, this is going to be a short film format. What changes?
Well, I think I've already been there. So when the call came in, it didn't seem so daunting and challenging. And I think between Reshma and myself, we decided that she'd write and I'd just direct. Of course, it's not just direct. I mean, you still have to, give the script what it actually needs and everything. But she wrote it. And it came to me on a platter, and I just had to sit in Tamil dialogues and everything. But what seemed daunting and challenging later was to have Rajiv Menon sir's name, along with mine, or my name along with his. And then I worked with him. So when I heard that, I told her, I don't think I know, I'll do this. Honestly, that's the first thing I said. But she just said, come on, let's just go ahead and do it and all that. So thanks to Amazon for giving me the opportunity to put my name somewhere along Rajiv sir's name, so it's like, life coming full cycle, so to speak. So I enjoyed the process. And having said that, we went into filming with a master craftsman like PC Sriram sir, and I really look forward to that. It was a huge learning and humbling experience for me. Actually, I've always been wary of working with the greats, and we have two cinematographers on the show here today, Rajiv sir and Suhasini ma'am, and I dare say that I've always been wary of working with the greats, but this was such a huge learning experience for me. And I'd like to thank Amazon again for setting this up, for giving me the opportunity to do that. And in the film, there is MS Bhaskar and Ritu, two brilliant actors, who sort of, we just had to talk the script to them, and they gave it to me again on a platter. So it was a great experience.
I think the first thing we have to do is sort of acknowledge that, and then I'll ask you a question. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah. Gautam is one of my, I think, really successful and talented guys, great sense of music, great sense of style. And I'm so moved and touched that somebody who worked with me has done so well, but is viewing you with respect and things. So I'm kind of humbled by that. I'm grateful.
Yes. Thank you so much. While you work, in an anthology format, I'm not so sure what the question means, but I'd like to think you can make a little bit of sense of it. Is there a liberty as a filmmaker that you've taken while making this short?
Well, I think these ideas and scripts will not get to be in a feature film in the first place itself. That's
Correct.
celebration by itself, and your whole short division and everything. You're actually filming for the content and not worrying about the magic or the mood of the theater and will the audience be affected 10 minutes into the screenplay. Should a particular lengthy shot be there? You're not thinking of all that. So I think that's what the question is trying to find out is what I'm thinking. I think it's very liberating in that sense itself, from the concept to the length to the way you film itself. And like I said, how can you convince a producer about a story between a grandfather and a granddaughter? It's done 25 years ago, but it's not going to be so easy now. They're going to be asking you who's the hero and what the business is like and stuff like that. So I think that's what this means. Yeah.
It's a beautiful interpretation, and that's why you are who you are, GVM. You took the word liberty and made it about how it's liberated you as a narrator or a teller of stories. So thank you for that. So now the next question is for you, if I might please have you with me on the screen. Very interestingly, the question is about your casting. So you took Kalidas and Jairam sir back to the screen after 20 years. How do you go behind actors to find your characters? And this is by Rajivan Francis from India Glitz.
So I think you should actually ask me this question after watching the film, because it just had to be them. It just had to be like, I would be giving you spoilers if I told you why I had to choose them. But the thing is, Kalidas and Jairam sir were fixed in my head. For Urvashi ma'am, I had to find somebody who was like Urvashi ma'am. And for that, that was a difficult search. And then she suggested Kalyani. And I went back and I looked at some of Kalyani's performance, and she was terrific. And once you watch the film, you'll understand why I had to choose these four, especially Jairam sir and his son.
That's wonderful.
And also, I've worked with Kali before, and I think he's one of the most amazing underutilized talents we have right now, and he's just performed brilliantly. And in 2 films that I've worked with him in, they're like absolutely poles apart. One is the other end of the spectrum, which is a very, very sad and very moody kind of a film. And this one was a very happy, romantic film, and he aced both.
Thank you so much for that answer. My next question is actually going to be to Kali. And I'm going to follow the same question up to Ritu as well right after. The question is, as actors, you're clearly, there's a lot riding on you and there's a lot of pressure because you've got to be in form. Your throat can't be bad. You can't have a fever. You've got to look a certain way. And when you see the pandemic, it's obvious that you have to put yourself first. But when the shot starts, do you forget everything and just focus on that shot itself? I want to know the inner workings of how does an actor deal with a pandemic, which is so prevalent all over.
When we shot this movie, we already had gone through 4 months of lockdown. So I was just waiting to go back to work. I didn't care about the pandemic or anything. I just wanted to work. So maybe I was just happy to be there in the set, but just that I spent 4 months at home seeing my father's face, and then I go back to work expecting to see someone else, and then I see his face. So that was not fun.
Correct.
But yeah.
That's so lovely. But yeah. Thank you so much for joining us once again on the Q&A. I'm going to take the same question to Ritu. Ritu, could you please tell me what your thoughts are? Were you the same? Were you also excited just to be back on a set?
I'll be very honest. Initially, I was a little apprehensive because I had to travel from Hyderabad to Chennai to shoot for the film. But I think it's the love for cinema that I had that couldn't stop me. So I just had to do it. And yes, during this pandemic, I think there's a lot going on in everybody's head, not just actors, but also other technicians and everybody else. But yeah, as I said, it's the love for cinema that, that's not letting us stop from getting back to work.
Karthik, you talked about being nostalgic, because it is a short film format. And this is a question that has come in as well, which is, did you feel nostalgic exploring the platform of telling a story in a shorter format yet another time? What was something that you really enjoyed telling stories in this shorter time?
Yeah, I mean, actually, I enjoyed a lot because when they actually said that we need to make an anthology film with the concept of whatever the new beginning, so I actually got into because as Gautam sir said, we can't make all the thing that inspires you into a feature film. So this particular film is actually inspired from a real life theft that happened in Bobby's office. So yeah.
Okay.
So that happened actually. So actually, that happened during the lockdown time. So during the lockdown time, in Bobby Simha's office, there was a theft happening. Theft happened. So I was actually casually talking to him like, okay, we should make this as a short film sometime. But then an ideal chance came. So from there, I wrote this film. So I actually enjoyed making a small idea into a 20-minute film. So actually, the process was.
I've got to love filmmakers because filmmakers take someone's pain and make it into a film and everyone's loving it, But that's not Bobby at this point, no, because he must have lost something.
And the good thing is I made Bobby as a thief also.
Thank you, Karthik, for that. I'm going to get Bobby in. Bobby, what have you lost? What did people come and steal from your house or your office? Please tell us this story, yeah.
Kati. So actually, I'm producing a film. Not a trivial actually. Suddenly this quarantine time, I was staying in Kodaikanal with my family.
Mm-hmm.
So suddenly I got 2 months over. Okay, right, let's go. And something happened in the sleep. I like, okay, I have to move Chennai because there's a problem for e-pass and everything. Then I thought, no, something is wrong. I have to go to Chennai back. And my wife and my father, mother were shouting, what the hell? Why? No. Suddenly after somewhere, I got the e-pass and I started. The midnight and I came and I stopped the car at morning 4 a.m. and suddenly went and I saw him in the office. So the door was opened. I called my friends. I called Satish. Day, office puttaliyada. Arrivillaya ungalku. Day, alla puttida vandukku. Then everything, the costume boxes, everything was broken and thrown out. I'm going watching and I suddenly saw the edit suit, edit system totally. 3 times. Costumes could have been. இதாயிட்டு அப்படியே என்னடா பண்றது அப்படின்னு கீழே உட்கார்ந்து உடனே ஸ்டேஷனுக்கு இன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணி நியர்பை இன்ஸ்பெக்டர் எல்லாம் பார்த்துட்டு ஆனா கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 7 days தூங்கவே இல்லை. எவன்டா அவன் குடிக்கிறவனுக்கு தூங்க கூடாதுன்றது ஒரு மைண்ட் வந்து. அப்போது கார்த்திக் எல்லாம் வீட்டுல கரோனா டைம் ஏன் வெளியே போடா கரோனாவது இதாவது குடிச்சாவன அவனை அப்படின்ற ஒரு இது போயிட்டு இருந்தது. ஸோ அந்த டைம்ல அவர் சொல்லும் போது செல்தல் கமிங் டு புத்தம் புது கதை மிரக்கல் இவன் தம்பி ஒரு ஆந்தாலஜி பண்றோம் அமேசானுக்கு நம்ம பண்ணலாமா அப்படின்னு. பண்ணலாம்டா ஒன்னும் இல்லை வேலை சும்மாதான் இருக்கு ஏதோ குடுறா வேலை அப்படின்ற மாதிரி. தம்பி உன் கதை தான் எடுக்க போறேன். டே லைக் பட் inspired by this thing, but
Bobby, everybody just wants to know the end of the real story, not of the anthology, but in your real life. Did you find the thief?
Yes, actually எனக்கு ரோட்ல போற அந்த சுத்துற எல்லாருமே சண்டே எல்லாத்தையும் பிடிச்சி உள்ள போட்டேன். எல்லாம் தூக்கி உட்காரங்க அவனு சொல்லிட்டு எல்லாம் விசாரிச்சா இன்னும் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஸ்டோரிஸா எனக்கு வந்துட்டு இருந்தது. ஆக்சுவலி போலீஸ்க்கே ஒரு புது கதையெல்லாம் கிடைச்சது. 4 மணி எதுக்குடா வர இந்த தெருவுக்குள்ள லைட் ஹெட்லைட் ஆஃப் பண்ணி இஸ் கமிங் இன் மை ஸ்ட்ரீட் வரும்போது ஹெட்லைட் ஆஃப் அப்படின்னு அவனுக்கு பிடிச்சி பார்த்தா அது ஒரு பெரிய இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் ஸ்டோரி. அதுக்கு ஆக்சுவலி கமல் சாருக்கும் நன்றி சொல்லலாம். கமல் சாரோட மேனேஜர் மூர்த்தி சாருக்கும் நன்றி சொல்லணும். ஏன்னா அவன் அப்படி பேக்வர்ட் பண்ணிருக்கோம். யாரும் கண்டுபிடிக்கும் அது ஒரு பெரிய ஹிஸ்டரி வெளியே வருது. ஏன் திருட்ட தாண்டி ஆபீஸ் தெஃப்ட தாண்டி அது பெரிய தெஃப்டா இருக்காது. அந்த மாதிரி கதைகள் எல்லாம் நிறைய கிடைக்கும்.
Bobby, as you tell me this story, there is, of course, the sort of laughter that, because it's a great story and, of course, it makes a wonderful story. But at the same time, it also gives me a glimpse into what a hard time the pandemic was for people. I know for a fact that even in Mumbai, I've heard of stories where people who were caught being thieves were not thieves in the first place. They just had a tough time in the pandemic. And I think this is a great time to, go into a sort of message or something that you've learned. And I'm going to take this to everybody around. I'm going to start with you, Bobby, because we were talking to you only. What is the one message that you have probably learned or you've realized or you want to give your audience as we end this press conference today? What would you like to tell them?
எப்படி சொல்ல தெரியல, பட் ஆக்சுவலி ஓப்பனா சொன்னா எனக்கு கேள்வி கரெக்டா புரியல.
I hope I'll be able to translate it correctly. Message உங்க ஆடியன்ஸ்க்கு இந்த பேண்டமிக்ல நீங்கள் எந்த மெசேஜ் கொடுக்க போறீங்க?
இந்த ரெண்டு என்ன சொல்றோம்னா எல்லாமே சேஃபா இருங்க, இதான் சொல்ல முடியும் டு பி ஃப்ராங்க். பட் ஆனா இந்த சிச்சுவேஷன் என்ன கொண்டு வந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா எல்லாத்துக்குமே ஒரு வீட்டுக்குள்ள ஒரு பாடி கொண்டு வந்திருக்கு, ஒரு ஃபேமிலியோட ஒரு டைம் ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்றது கொண்டு வந்திருக்கு. ரியலி கரோனா பேடா குட்டா அப்படின்னு கேட்டா பேட் இருக்கு, குட்டு இருக்கு. பட் ஆனா ஒரு மூமெண்ட் ஒன்று கொடுத்துச்சு, ஒரு பாண்டிங், ஒரு ஃபேமிலிக்குள்ள ஒரு பாண்டிங் ஆகட்டும், உங்களோட டைம் ஸ்பெண்ட் விஷயமாகட்டும், அந்த வேல்யூஸ் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிற விஷயமாகட்டும், எல்லாமே ஐ திங்க் எல்லாருக்குமே அது புரிஞ்சிருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். பட் நான் அனலைஸ் பண்றது அந்த ஒரு விஷயம் தான்.
I just want to say, as somebody who grew up in Mumbai, quite divorced from the beautiful content that comes from the South, I want to thank Amazon Prime Video for making that bridge. At one point, my mother used to always say, Vadi, Aurora Cinema, we got to go watch a film there. And, sometimes we'd go, sometimes we'd not go. But she doesn't have to do that anymore to me, because I can just get all of the best content that there is across the country, thanks to Amazon Prime Video. So thank you so much, Aparna, once again, for having this commitment to put out this content. I once again want to remind all of our wonderful audience members to catch Putham Pudhu Kaalai exclusively on Amazon Prime on the 16th of October. And of course, for our friends from the press, there is a press kit in the link provided to you. Please do remember to collect that. As somebody who never thought she'd have the opportunity to have so many greats in one frame, thank you so much. And hopefully my Tamil will be better next time. Please forgive me in case there was any mistake.